Hey everyone, Skull902 here. 10 years ago today I released the first episode of a short plush series called Über Duck. Now, just to get this out of the way, when I look back on the series I absolutely cringe. I make self-deprecation jokes about my current videos regularly, but honestly, this series has even worse production value than my usual output at the time. But for some reason, from about 2017 or so when I started to regain some traction and new viewers, a few of those new fans grew an attachment to the series. Considering that, I can't just let the anniversary pass by forgotten. I'm gonna sit down and cover everything about the series. So, just for you guys, here's a look at the production of Über Duck. From the time I started making videos at age 13, I wanted to do plush adventures as those were some of the ones that I liked the most at the time. The Sonic and Shadow Show, Robot Mario, Sonic gave Mario James, Sonic Toast that one time. I wanted to film a silly plush show all my own. For Christmas that year, I got a set of Sonic plushes for that exact reason. Unfortunately for 13-year-old me, but fortunately for adult me, all I had at the time was my mom's Motorola Razr for a camera, and that thing could only take super short, super shitty looking video. I did a couple videos like this, but I knew I couldn't make a show with such low-tech equipment. Things got marginally better a couple years later when my mom upgraded to a Samsung Gravity phone, which I used to make a short Sonic and Mario plush special in February 2010, but that desire for a camcorder still burned after so long. I eventually wrote more Sonic and Mario specials, which I'll get to later, but things started to change in the summer of 2010 when I accompanied my little sister to a meeting. When this meeting was ending, the people there recommended my sister and I pick out from some plush toys. Considering our respective ages, she was 14, I was 16 and had a full beard by that point, I have no clue why they thought it was appropriate, but hey, free stuff. Despite feeling ridiculous scoping out the shelf of goodies, a small little ducky caught my eye and I immediately got an idea. When I got home, I started fleshing it out. I wanted to do a show where this duck has the power to do literally anything. Sounds stupid, and stupid's right up my alley. I named him Über Duck after remembering my older brother's interest in learning German, Uber being the word for super over there. Plus, it has a good ring to it and fits the idea of him being a superhero. I took the Gravity phone and filmed a prototype trailer for it soon after, sending it to KN as well as a performing arts instructor I knew from school. Kinda interesting how I made the trailer merely to pitch the concept, with the intention of remaking it later if the response was positive, which it turned out to be. Having been told I might have something, I was now gonna go all in on my desire for a proper camera, which I asked for and received as a Christmas gift. From there, I redid the shot from the pilot trailer, somehow making it look worse, as well as all the editing and uploaded the finalized trailer to my channel on December 27th, 2010, letting my viewers know that this new series would be coming the next year. About 4 months later, I thought of creating Über Duck's main villain. After remembering a bunny plush my mom had gotten a few years beforehand that had a smaller bunny with it, I took the smaller one and named him the Bastardly Bunny, a pathetic, weak little fuck who steals things, can create monsters, and gets absolutely zero respect. I filmed a second trailer of him making a declaration to Über Duck, but it was only up for a few hours because the audio was atrocious, as I recorded it inside my walk-in closet with no soundproofing at all, along with some audio boosting my video converter had that I didn't know I could turn off. Like, my standards were even lower back then than they are now. That should give you an idea of how bad it was. I think I deleted that one from my computer too, so it may be gone forever. In August that year, I eventually made the real second trailer by establishing the Bastardly Bunny's overconfidence and cowardice, as well as the main setting of the series, his evil lair. This trailer established the fact that I didn't know how to do upsets very well. That being said, I still love the globe I used, and that I'd be improvising the dialogue for each episode, which I'm sure turned out fantastic.
Just have to finish up my evil, awesome lair, and yeah, it'll be awesome!
The third and final trailer was a fun little spin on the first one, showing how little respect Bastardly Bunny actually has, as well as serving to announce the series premiere date, September 27th, 2011. So I knew the Bastardly Bunny was mainly going to be a thief, but when the subject came to what he was gonna steal, I wasn't left with many options. I couldn't edit something onto the footage because I only had Movie Maker, so it needed to be practical. That's why he's usually taking household items, which I think worked out to my favor because I really liked making up his ridiculous reasons for how taking them would make the people of Earth his mindless slaves. I also like how you always only see a few of the things he's talking about despite having somehow stolen all of the world's supply. For the first episode specifically, it's paper towel. The formula would be the same for the first 3 episodes. Bastardly Bunny announces he's stolen something, Über Duck comes in and beats him up to the point of surrender, then leaves, hopefully taking the stolen loot with him, come to think of it. This time around, he just straight up assaults Bastardly Bunny, even after he apologizes, so, our hero, everybody! There's a lot of stuff I couldn't do because of the lack of editing software, but I really could have at least put sound effects in when Über Duck carries out his assault. The lack of it really does just make me look like some psychopath, which I'm sure is what the neighbors in my old apartment were thinking. At the end, Bastardly Bunny teases the unleashing of a monster he's created, which he'll also do for the next 3 episodes. Here we see some spikes. The first 3 episodes were filmed the same way. All the footage was recorded on Saturday the week before release, edited on Sunday or Monday, and released on Tuesday, a remnant of trying to make my shows release new installments weekly. Under normal circumstances, Über Duck was for Tuesdays, Sonic and Mario was for Fridays. After a planned 2-week break between episodes, BB is taking apples this time, even laying them out in a very professional manner, which IRL was a pain in the ass to do. I had to arrange that in the kitchen and carry it all the way to my room down the hall. There was also barely any room to grab the plate, so if I dropped it before or after filming, I'd be dealing with nearly a whole bag of wasted apples and a broken dish. He also makes a comment about the floor of his lair changing because I changed my bedding in the time since filming the last one. After some self-deprecating fat humor, it's time to show off some of Über Duck's superpowers, and again, since I didn't have a fancy video editor, it had to be practical. So he mindfucks Bastardly Bunny's brain until he apologizes. Second time Über Duck beats him up after he agrees to return what he stole too. What a jerk. The monster teaser for this one shows off a completed hand. Ooh. BB's new plan? Steal everybody's videotapes while revealing he's a real VHS stan. Probably the weakest plan of his because who the fuck aside from occasionally me was still using them in 2011? He said it was to disrupt 90s themed parties, but I doubt they were terribly common or used VHS tapes if movie viewing was a part of the activities. Über Duck, entering from the wrong side, which is a joke I still kinda like, agrees with Bastardly Bunny's VHS loyalty before using some masterfully puppeteered telepathy to bash him into the floor and throw him, once again after he surrenders. I meant to make him hit the globe, but my toss wasn't quite enough. He cleared the tapes though, so I didn't feel like filming the whole thing over again. Focus issues arrived during the monster teaser, showing an eye this time. Oh my god, a cold open. First time I ever did one of those. So yeah, Bastardly Bunny's plan this time around is pretty solid given the actual real-world value of wrestling belts. That being said, no fucking clue why I thought I'd get in trouble for bringing up the ring names of The Rock and AJ Styles despite the fact they're displayed on the figure's wrestling gear. The first scene is torture to watch, between my terrible impressions of the wrestlers and trying to improvise around my fumbling, shitty puppeteering. The second scene has much more structure and is done way better, and look, actual video editing. I should have given them entrance music. Not much to say about the wrestling match itself, except I like the gag of Über Duck making The Rock hit himself with a chair. I think Rocky announcing his intentions beforehand makes it even more ridiculous. Filming that bit was pretty fun considering all the changing shots and whatnot. I was actually using some of my old wrestling figure accessories as well as a couple of those VHS tapes as an improvised tripod for my camera and tried to make the set look as authentic as I could. 2 desk lamps as spotlights, a folded garbage bag, a new one I assure you, as the ring mat. For my standards back then it's honestly not that bad. I think I actually intentionally shot out of focus for the monster teaser showing the top of its head. This episode was filmed over 2 days. On Saturday, I shot the first scene and the teaser in my room and then did most of the setup in my sister's room for the wrestling scene, which was recorded the next day. Despite the results, mostly to do with that first scene, I look back fondly on that weekend. Good times. No theft this time. Bastardly Bunny's just gonna get his monster out there to fuck shit up. When Über Duck comes in to intervene, he sicks the monster on our hero, only to find out he's a calm surfer dude that admires Über Duck, who leaves upon seeing there's no threat. BB improvises dialogue while I try to switch from Über Duck walking off to putting the puppet on my hand as quickly as possible, until finally the monster comes in and says that he's had enough, thrashes his creator and throws him, once again missing my intended target. Instead of the standard teaser, we get the monster trying to drum up some hype for the second season that never came. This one was filmed pretty last minute. Halloween was on a Monday that year, but I wanted to release the episode then instead of the day after, considering the plot was about a monster. I wasn't feeling it on the Saturday beforehand and filmed it late night the next day, editing it together and releasing it early in the morning on Halloween if I recall correctly. So I'm sure it's obvious now that the monster was a puppet of the 1998 Godzilla. My little brother got it when scoping out the place we were living at previously, about 14 months before we actually moved there. Whoever lived there before us just kinda abandoned a bunch of toys and stuff, so we got some freebies. Why the surfer accent though? First thing that came to mind. I thought it'd be unexpected and funny. I did pretty much everything I wanted to do with this episode, except getting Bastardly Bunny to hit my globe when he got tossed. So for what it is, I see it as a fine enough conclusion. But why was episode 5 the conclusion when I seemingly already had plans for a second season? Well, I was originally planning to get it done in the spring of 2012, but I wasn't actually able to get out and buy a small teddy bear I needed for that season's monster. Once the summer came around, my family and I were also looking to move house. We damn near had a deal done, so I delayed season 2 until we'd be settled into the new place. I even filmed some bits involving the first season's monster trashing the Bastardly Bunny's lair to explain the change of scenery. I'd show you the footage, but it's unfortunately only on my old PC I don't have access to. Alas, the move fizzled out, so without a new monster and a place to make BB's new lair, I just waited until things could work themselves out. In addition to that, in the fall I hurt my throat and had to go through a 1.5 year long period where I couldn't voice act without feeling pain. We did eventually move in June 2013, and the throat pain subsided in early spring the following year. A couple plans I had were for the teddy bear monster to act stereotypically emo and be, of course, completely uninterested in fighting Über Duck. Then I also wanted to do an episode where our hero grows giant and crushes BB to stop him after seeing a large duck plush at Toys R Us that looked remarkably similar to Über Duck. Each new season of the show was going to be 5 episodes long with the exception of the final 2. Whenever I decided enough was enough, I was going to have the second to last season have 4 episodes and the last would have 6, with the series finale being a fourth wall breaking story about me, behind the camera, showing the Bastardly Bunny how the series was fictional. Before I get to the end of Über Duck's history, I thought it might be fun to mention that he was also going to be a character in future Sonic and Mario plush specials, which all ended up getting canned as well. Makes sense, I thought, considering the type of skits they would be. The second special was going to be about the aftermath of Sonic and Mario's second season, with our heroes celebrating their victory over Jason Sonic. Über Duck requests Soda to go with the pie they're getting, and then does that mindfuck thing to Knuckles for merely suggesting milk might go better with the treat. God, what a bully. The fourth holiday-themed special was the last one that I wrote, and was going to be similar to a Christmas reunion but with Amy actively searching for Sonic throughout. One of the people she goes to for advice is Über Duck, who originally thinks she's asking him to help out on the search, but is disappointed to see that she was actually asking a tiny bit. I've since recovered it, only showing the visuals since it was made for just one person, but it's actually a cameo by Superman. This one's about the Bastardly Bunny kidnapping crossing over with Spider-Man as a hook for the sequel, which was never made. I kept Luigi and Peach off screen since I didn't have their Sine plushes yet, and Shadow only appears at the beginning with Sonic. I did get said plushes for Christmas with the intent of filming the sequel, but it never came to pass. My buddy appreciated the effort, however. After that, Über Duck made one more appearance, which served as an announcement that I'd be back to voice acting. Originally disguised as the 33rd episode of Sonic and Mario, Bastardly titular characters, and then they stop him. 10 years later, I guess, but the show's officially cancelled as of this video, lol. I wrote another video 3 years after my decision that was going to be a mockumentary about how Ben's for it too.
Honestly, I thought it was a joke. I mean, it had jokes in it, so you can see where the I had no idea he was going to be serious about skull your career!
That one would have also ended with me officially canceling the series. Oh yeah, it was pretty fun, and I gotta give my 17-year-old self props for actually being able to get it out entirely on schedule. That wouldn't happen for Sonic and Mario until literally the final season, and I wouldn't have that kind of efficient to rest. Hope you enjoyed, everyone. I have been Skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.